Remember this guy? Hensley? Yeah, well, I did the little small video from my phone, and I said I'd do a longer one. I'm gonna stop for narration. Put on your big boy pants, or get the fuck out. I don't give a shit either way. Just to clarify, I'm gonna make some points. I'm gonna say some things you might want to think about, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think about them. Keep in mind, this is gonna be a longer video than normal. And if you don't like narration, well, then you've already listened too far. You should probably go the fuck somewhere else. See ya. And if you don't like cursing, and you think that I give a shit about getting subs, you should probably go somewhere else too. See ya.
Hello, sir. Can I help you with anything?
Hello, sir. Can I help you with anything? If you look deeper at that, that's indicative of exactly what his mentality was. It tells you right there that he was approaching out of curiosity. He was not approaching with the mentality of, or the motivation of, a traffic stop. He only converts it later, which you'll see, when he realizes his little fucking power trip and his pussy-ass badge and his shitty-ass gray uniform didn't mean jack shit to anybody but him and his own fucking delusional world. Moving along.
Okay. Do you have your driver's license on you?
I don't need to give you my driver's license.
Yeah, you do, because you overtook that vehicle on the shoulder back there.
And for my next points, and these aren't even main points, they're sort of side points, but I think they should be considered. Hey, Tyrant, did you keep that vehicle that allegedly went off the side of the fucking road to pass another vehicle in your observable view for the whole fucking time? Or did you lose track of it? Did you see how many occupants were in the car? Did you happen to note the fucking tag? Or did you just see me sitting over there recording and see that it was a vehicle that might have resembled the one and thought, hey, I can convert this? That's the point, people. It's not that you can't convert it. I can articulate all fucking day that I needed to do something. It's, does it pass muster? Is it realistic? Is it logical? Or does it not make sense when you consider the alternative, which is nosiness, which is curiosity, which is circumventing your fucking right to not ID, which is exactly what I believe this fucking piece of shit did. But let's watch me go off the road to pass another vehicle. I'm sorry, I just want to confirm here. You mean this line? This shoulder? That line, right? The one that I never went over? Okay, I think we've established a few things here. I think we've established that not only are you, Hensley, a tyrant who likes to articulate bullshit to circumvent people's rights, but you have the observational skills of a mentally retarded blind chimpanzee on fucking crack. You're a fucking idiot. Next.
But the passing lane...
Are you detaining me?
Do you have your driver's license?
Are you detaining me?
Sir, do you have your driver's license?
Are you detaining me, sir?
It's a traffic stop now.
Now, I'm not very good at this, but let's try some basic logic and some deduction and some analysis. I know, people, I'm dumb as a fucking rock, but just bear with me. An officer walks up to you. He asks, can I help you? Does that not show mentality? Does that not show intent? Is that not a part of the totality of circumstances? Next, listen to what he just said. This is a traffic stop now. Further proof, it was not a traffic stop when he approached me, which means there was an ulterior motive. There was ulterior intent. There was ulterior motivating factors. This is a traffic stop now. When was that traffic stop converted? Because this means a lot. It was converted to a traffic stop at the point at which he realized his pussy-ass badge, his pussy-ass uniform, that in his own delusional fucking bubble world makes him a hero, was not getting the effect that he desired. Because I wasn't cowering, I wasn't just surrendering my fucking rights, and I wasn't just telling him, oh, whatever you want, sir, please shit on my fucking day. Please do whatever you want, because you're the fucking king. No. This guy was not conducting a traffic stop when he approached me. He converted it to a traffic stop out of contempt of cop because I wouldn't ID. Which means what he really learned at the academy was how to circumvent people's rights by abusing his authority and then how to lie about it. Moving on.
Sir, listen, I know who you are, I know what you're trying to do. I know you came back so you can film me, try to get something out of it.
That is exactly how tyrants see the common citizen using their rights. You're trying to get something out of it. I know what you do. Another tyrant that thinks if someone comes up and documents or records public officials in the course of their duty under the protections of the First Amendment, under the protections of holding them accountable, and they don't like it, well, they must be antagonizing them. They must be making that officer do something wrong. Yeah, Because I made you decide to be nosy and come over and prove your fucking stupidity, your uselessness, and your tyranny. Shut the fuck up, you fucking moron. I got an idea. Why don't you go home and take that badge, polish it up a little bit more, and then shove it up your fucking ass until you bleed out. Because I'm tired of people like you wearing that fucking badge, smearing it, and then wanting to blame everybody else around you. Is that what they teach you at the academy? No fucking accountability? How to avoid accountability 101? Because they teach it real fucking good apparently at the Doc JT here in Kentucky. Well, what a coincidence, dickhead. I know who you are. I know what you're trying to do too. You're the guy with the tyrant mentality and the fucking inflated sense of self, the inflated sense of fucking ego, and living in a delusional world where when you put your fucking gray uniform on, you're a fucking hero. Well, you're not. You're a piece of shit. And you're exactly what's wrong with your fucking profession. And exactly why I call your profession a hostile occupying force so full of bad apples and idiots such as yourself with the mentality to be flipping fucking burgers. No offense to the burger flippers. Sometimes you guys do a great job. They taste delicious when you put them together right, and they don't fall the fuck apart on my lap. But anyway, with the mentality to be out there flipping burgers, not walking around with authority to ruin people's lives, to violate fucking rights, to steal property, and to kill fucking people. I know who you are and what you do too. You're a cowardly tyrant that violates people's rights and thinks it's okay. Next.
Anything? I never said you were trying to provoke me.
Well, you said I was trying to get something. That's kind of the same thing, right?
Well, whenever I'm on a traffic stop and you come up with a camera, I want to make sure, I want to see what's going on.
And another point to the totality of circumstances, to proving intent, to showing motivation. I want to see what's going on when you come up and I'm on a traffic stop and you come up with a camera. Now, what do we have so far? Several indicators that show his mentality. We have yet again heard out of the fucking own horse's ass mouth his intent, his motivation for what he did. Nosiness, curiosity. And he went so far as to circumvent my right to refuse ID to find out. Keep talking, trooper. Keep proving what I'm saying. And this is exactly one of the reasons why I record. Because I want other people to see some of the weak-minded, cowardly, honorless dick pockets that you're hiring into the positions of authority with badges and guns. And then you can see for yourselves the exact reason why these fucking idiots should not be trusted and can't be trusted to identify targets, to identify threats, to identify backdrop, to not kill your whole family if you're the one that called them to come help you, to not steal your shit, and to not shoot your puppy. You want to know why so many fucking people are hating these guys? This is a prime example, and I've got more. You want to know why so many people are saying defund the fucking police, even though there are good officers within? It's because of dick cheeses like this fucking slobber knuckle fuckstick right here. Oops, sorry. Moving on again.
Hello, sir. Can I help you with anything? Okay. Do you have your driver's license on you?
I don't need to give you my driver's license.
Yeah, you do, because you overtook that vehicle on the shoulder back there.
No, I had my
passing lane.
signal on before the lane changed to one lane.
But the passing lane.
Are you detaining me?
Do you have your driver's
Are
license?
you
on
detaining me?
Sir, do you have your driver's license?
Are
on
you detaining me,
It's
sir?
a traffic stop now. Do you have
You're
your
traffic stopping
do you have
me?
your driver's license and insurance
Okay,
card, sir?
who's your supervisor?
You can call down to the state police.
No, I'm gonna do more than call down there, because right now you're just inventing something to fish. That's what you're doing, because you don't want to be recorded.
No,
If you wanted to stop me, you should have stopped me.
You can record me all you
Why
want,
didn't you
sir.
stop me then?
That's just fine if you want.
Why didn't you stop me then?
Because I was going to stop them, and then you came back, so I figured I might as well go in and approach
Okay,
you.
so you're fishing.
No,
And
I'm
this
not
is
fishing.
why people hate you, because you're fishing.
Fair enough.
Hey, what's your name and badge number?
It's Trooper Joseph Hensley.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tyrant Hensley, gotcha. There was plenty of room. The lane hadn't ended, and I used my signals.
Okay.
So I didn't violate any
I
laws.
didn't say you didn't use your signal.
Okay. So, and I wasn't on the shoulder, by the way. This dash cam right here, you see this dash cam, sir? This dash cam will show that I never went on the shoulder.
Okay, fair.
So you're lying right now.
Fair enough. I'm not lying.
No, you are lying.
Just sit tight and I'll be right back with
Okay.
you.
If the dash cam shows I didn't go on the shoulder, then you must be lying if you say I went on the shoulder, which is your cause.
Sit tight and I'll be right back.
Okay, so you don't want to admit that you're lying. I got you.
The only thing I can give him credit for at this point is the fact that he looked both ways before he crossed the road. Not that I think he did the world a favor by doing that, but at least he learned that. It's a shame he missed the lessons on honor and integrity.
So, again, you say I was I was on the shoulder.
Sir, listen. I know who you are. I know what you're trying to do.
No,
okay, we
I'm
can
just.
sit here.
I'm not
Listen,
trying to do it. No, I just want to tell you this. You listen for a second. You're a
Okay.
public servant.
Go ahead.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
This will show I never went on the shoulder.
That's fine.
So why are you saying that I went on the shoulder?
Because whenever I was back there,
Honest
it appeared
answer.
as if you and the other vehicle that was right behind you came right behind on the shoulder. I'm not writing you a citation for it.
Well, look here. Another generous, giving, caring public servant that won't write me a citation for something I didn't fucking do. Well, you're a goddamn hero. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm gonna have to come up to your fucking barracks and just stand outside with a sign that says, Hensley the hero, all fucking day tomorrow. Shut the fuck up, you piece of fucking cock goblin shit.
I know what you're doing. I know you came back so you can film me, try to get
That's what
something out of it.
It's not
That's
trying to get
fine.
something out of it. I just watch public servant.
Yep.
That's the problem is as a public servant, you think somebody's trying to provoke you because they're documenting you. And I was sitting here quietly, and when you came over to me, I said, no, I don't need anything.
I never said you were trying to provoke me.
Well, you said I was trying to get something. That's kind of the same thing, right?
Well, whenever I'm on a traffic stop and you come up with a camera, I want to make sure, I want to see what's going on.
So you wanted to find out who I was?
You looked like you passed that vehicle back there on the shoulder.
Okay.
So at that point forward, I was investigating a traffic violation.
Okay.
So you wanted to find out who I was. You spit it out, you fucking liar. What does he fall back on? The only fucking thing he could come up with to articulate and try to get you out of the mindset of focusing on the actual mentality based upon the totality of circumstances, his own actions, and his own fucking comments. You look 5 fucking hours later, you look like you passed that vehicle in the thing back there. It didn't look like that when you walked over to me and said, can I help you? And when I declined, then you suddenly decided it was a traffic stop. Didn't look like that. And the other points I've made, it just looks like that because you know you can get away with it because you work as a tyrant in a tyrant fucking profession. And yes, copsuckers, there are good officers. This is not fucking one of them. This is the guy who will fucking find any means available to him to articulate, even if he knows it's not right. Even if he knows it's lack of integrity, lack of honor. This is the guy that will violate you and your family's fucking rights and articulate means to do so, and he doesn't fucking care. Fuck this kind of officer. And I use that term officer very loosely. Moving on.
Okay.
I understand, but listen, when you say, just so you know, when you say trying to get something, you're insinuating that I'm trying to antagonize you into doing something wrong.
But you can insinuate things on me just like you say I'm
I understand,
insinuating
but if
things
I
on
say you're trying to get something, just like if I say you're fishing, then I'm saying that you're doing something wrong. My sitting here documenting you is not doing something wrong, and the mentality that's
Listen.
the problem. That's
Well,
what people get upset
listen,
about.
Well, can I say something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's not the problem because I never once brought up the camera.
Oh, I get it. So if you don't bring it up, even if all your actions and all your statements indicate that that was the issue, or at least reflect that that's a indirect issue for you, such as in someone's recording and you want to know who it is, then it's different. You didn't say that was the problem, so it's not the problem. Well, you may not have said it, dick cheese, but my pulling up and using the camera, which caused you to make statements such as, when you come up on my traffic stop and you're recording me, I want to know blah, 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 what's going on? Well, then that was the problem. And I'm sorry you're too fucking stupid to get that. Well, I take that back. Not the part about you being stupid, because I do think you're dumb as a box of fucking dildos without batteries. But the part about you not knowing exactly what the fuck you were doing and exactly why you were fucking doing it. You're just too much of a cowardly pussy with no integrity, no balls, and no honor to admit it. And once again, moving on.
When you say to me, I know who you are and I know what you're trying to do, you're trying to get something, that is clearly saying that you think I'm stopping to record you simply because I want to antagonize you.
Well, if that's how that came off, I apologize for that.
If that's how it came off, I apologize for that. I thought about this for a long time, and I thought, can I give him credit for this apology? And hell no, I can't, and here's why. That's not how it came off. That's exactly what the fuck he was saying. He just didn't use the specific words I'm using. He just didn't articulate it honestly like I did. It would be no different than you showing me a sweater that you're wearing, and I go, ugh, makes me want to vomit. And then you look at me and say, so you're saying you hate my sweater? And I say to you, well, if that's how it came off, I apologize. That's what the fuck I said. I just didn't use your fucking words. So his apology was just an end run around the truth again, showing a more lack of a fucking honor and integrity, and proving to me yet again that he's nothing more than a tyrannical piece of oxygen wasting shit. But yeah, this is the type of piece of shit that should be running around with a badge and authority to steal your shit and kill you or your family. Yep, this is definitely the fucking one. Good job, law enforcement. Good job. Keep hiring these fucking dickheads. All right, here's my commend the good, condemn the bad approach. I'm going to give this officer, not choke that word down, I'm going to give this officer some credit for coming around to the other side of the vehicle and attempting to have a conversation. However, after everything I've already noted and what I've seen, I would have to question his motive as to the conversation, as to his decision to come around and have the conversation. That's all I can say on that. But he does get credit for having the conversation. So I will give him that credit. I will commend him from coming around and having the conversation. The problem is if in the course of a conversation you say, I'm sorry if it sounded like I said I hated your sweater, even though I said, your sweater's going to make me vomit, then you are not being honest. You're being disingenuous, and you are not being honorable, and you are not showing that integrity that you and your whole profession claims they have. You know, that held to a higher standard bullshit that you hear about so often? When? When and fucking where? Hell, I couldn't even get one of this guy's sergeants up there to ID himself. He literally closed the door on me, which you'll see here in a minute, and said, I'm not dealing with this today. That's your honor and integrity? That is what you fucking, that's the profession that you fucking signed up to work for? This is what your profession is about? And then you want to whine? Your whole profession wants to whine when people, why are they hating us? Why do they want to shoot us? Why do they not care? Why are we losing so much support? Why are people that used to support us not supporting us now? Why are people mean to us? Why don't they trust us? Put up a mirror. As soon as you walk through the door, you should all stop and look into it. You'll see the problem.
And if you watch my YouTube channel, which I'm sure you've heard of it, I won't even interact with you unless you interact with me. If you approach me, that's the only time I'm going to interact with you. You know what I mean?
You can also understand why I want to figure out what's going on, because you know, in today's world of law enforcement, we don't know what people's mindsets are. We don't know what's going on.
I understand.
So I want to come and figure out and say, hey, what's going on?
I understand that, but here's the problem I have. It's not that you want to figure out. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
If I were doing your job, I would want to figure out what the fuck's going on. That's not my problem. The problem is when officers use the law to violate the Constitution to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
When they use it to fish.
Here's my explanation for it.
Okay.
I saw them. It was clear as day that not one person in that vehicle had a seatbelt on. And in my mind, you went around them, and I said, okay, there's 4 people in this car. I'm going to stop them because they don't. That's in my mind. That's priority over you passing them. Whenever, because I saw you and I said, it looks like he's going around on the shoulder.
Okay.
And then I saw that and I was like, no, I'm going to stop them over him. And then you came back.
Okay.
There. Now you've heard his comments, my opinions, my analysis, and his explanation as to why suddenly it became a traffic stop. And suddenly he decided I had to ID. Now we move on to the part where I go to the Post 16 of the Kentucky State Police to ask some questions and see how they act and see if I could get some more information.
Yeah, is there a supervisor on duty?
You guys ready to see some more of that honor and integrity? Not only from the dickhead that comes to the door and closes the door in my face and won't ID himself, but from the lady back in the fucking side room there, her honor and integrity. Her ignorance at directing me towards a screen which doesn't even have the information on it I'm requesting. Her rude and condescending tone. Her telling me that I can't be in that lobby unless I'm there to report a crime, because God forbid if I'm there to report one of her coworkers or one of their heroes that she dispatches for having done something wrong, or to ask questions of one of the alleged public servants. Yeah, she's a real good public servant too. Let's watch this honor and integrity at work.
Sir.
Hey, how are you doing? Can I get your name and badge number? You're not going to let me record you? Ooh-wee! That honor and integrity is so fucking sweet, it's going to give me diabetes. What another tyrannical mentality, public master mentality, better off fucking aborted as a fetus, piece of oxygen wasting shit. I can't wait to have another bowl of that delicious honor and integrity at Post 16 here in Kentucky. Let's have a bowl together, shall we? Moving on.
Yes, can you tell me the name and the badge number of the staff member of the Kentucky State Police who just came out and refused to identify himself? Well, I believe they're required to identify themselves. Who would be the supervisor above the super? I asked for a supervisor. He came out, he refused to identify himself, closed the door, went back inside. So I need to know his boss's name so I can find out who he is, so I can find out if they're required to identify or not before they run away. Sure. He said, I'm not doing this, and he ran inside. You mean you're not answering to the public that you allegedly swore an oath to uphold and defend? Or protect, excuse me. Protect and serve. You mean you're running away being unaccountable like so many of you are who wear a badge?
I left a lot of her background phone conversation in case you want to turn it up and try to hear it for yourself. You probably won't be able to hear it when I normalize the volume in the video, but you can turn those parts up and probably hear some of it for yourself. When he went around to the office, she told him, he wants to know your name and badge number. Now I want you to listen to him say, I don't care. That is exactly the fucking problem. They don't care. The majority of them in that fucking profession don't give two flying fucks about your rights, two flying fucks about being accountable, or two flying fucks about what they're supposed to be doing, their honor and their integrity. And this puffin' stuff piece of fucking flabgastic shit that came to the goddamn door, he's no different. Listen for yourself. Well, allow me to reciprocate, officer, I don't care. Allow me to reciprocate the same lack of give a shit about being a public servant and being honorable and having integrity. You're the exact piece of shit that causes people out here to say, I don't care if you go home to your family at night. I don't care if people don't fucking like you or don't have respect for your profession. I don't care if there's good officers in your profession. You're the reason why so many people out here also, quote, don't care. Because you, quote, don't care about being an honorable public servant. Quick side note here, shit rolls downhill. And so I guess we can see who's at the top, why some of the ones at the bottom act the way they do.
She told me, everyone wants to know your name. He said, I don't care. These are your public servants. Ones that say, I don't care if I'm supposed to tell him my name and badge number. I don't work for him. I work for the government. I am. No, I want to know the name of the officer who stepped out here, who refused to identify himself so I can go to his boss. You do know he was just in there and you told him that. I could hear you. And they said, I don't care. Okay, who's the boss? Who's the supervisor on duty today? What's that person's name? And you don't know the name of the supervisor that's on duty? This isn't an open record situation, ma'am. I want to know the name of the supervisor who's on duty today. Are you refusing to tell me who the supervisor is who's on duty today? Okay, then I'm asking you who it is then. I want to know who the supervisor is. I'm sorry? No, it isn't. The name of the supervisor who came out here is not on there. Why are you making this so difficult? Can you not tell me the name of the supervisor that's on duty today? I'm looking on the screen. Can you tell me the name of the supervisor who's on duty today? That screen does not tell me the name of the supervisor who's on duty today, ma'am. No, I didn't get to talk to anyone. He ran back inside. That's why I want to know his name. I did not get to talk to anyone. That's incorrect. I just want to know the name of the person who's the supervisor on duty today. So now they want to ignore me. I think we got disconnected. Now she hung up again. How you doing today, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, all right. Hey, well, I was doing pretty good. Hey, can I get your name and badge number, please?
Yeah, Sergeant Carver.
Sergeant Carver gets full commendation here, and salute in my opinion. Professional, polite, respectful, answered questions, gave information. He did try to cover a little bit, but maybe he was just trying to smooth things out and de-escalate. You guys can decide for yourself. But the fact is he did a great job in my opinion. He had to come out and cover for his piece of shit coworker that wouldn't know honor and integrity from a kick to the nuts, which, by the way, I hope he gets every fucking day for the rest of his life, and I hope it hurts. Moving on.
Can you tell me who it was that came out here, refused to identify, and ran back inside?
That was Sergeant Whitaker.
Can you tell me his badge number?
216.
I don't find that to be very professional. All he had to tell me was...
I don't know what transpired before I got.
Well,
here,
I can show you on video.
You don't have to. I'll take your word.
Okay,
for
well,
it.
then take my word for it. Here's what happened. He opened the door.
All right.
He said, I'm not doing this. He pulled the door to, as I'm asking, I said, can I get your name and badge number? He just looked at me and closed the door.
Right.
I don't find that to be very professional of a public servant.
Doesn't sound that way. His superior
Who's his superior, sir?
Lieutenant Whitaker.
Now this just may be a coincidence, but did you hear the name of the sergeant, Sergeant Whitaker? And did you hear who his superior is? Lieutenant Whitaker? I'm just throwing that out there. It doesn't mean anything in and of itself. Maybe they're just two random people with the same name working the same fucking department, one being superior to the other. Or maybe, well, we don't know. It could just be a coincidence. Moving on.
See, just so you know,
Okay.
I came in with a couple questions that could have been simply answered by him. He could have shown himself to be professional like the Kentucky State Police claims they are.
Right.
He could have given me his name and badge number. I would have walked out and left.
Right.
Instead, what I get is disrespect from an alleged public servant who took an oath. I get him refusing to identify, and I believe you're supposed to identify. I get a call to them and her refusing to tell me who he was. Absolute refusing on the phone to tell me.
Well, they're not really sure what they should say or what they shouldn't.
Well, that may be the case, sir. But can they at least be trained beyond the level of a fucking infant to the point to where they know that the information that's being requested of them is not on the screen that they keep referring you back to and saying that it's on there? When you see there's only two screens flashing and neither one say any of the information that you are requesting, can they at least, act like they're mentally fucking cognizant and competent enough to do that fucking job back there? Because that lady was not. And she had a shitty fucking attitude. As far as I'm concerned, she's no better nor different than the fucking idiots out on the street with the badges acting like fucking tyrants. She's just as bad. Refused to give the name and badge number. Kept wrongly directing me towards shit, either out of pure stupidity and ignorance to screens that you could see both of them, neither one had the information I'm requesting, or purposeful misdirecting. I don't know what's worse, pretending and playing to be ignorant, stupid, and fucking rude, or actually being ignorant, stupid, and fucking rude. I'll let you decide, but I think the lady gets the award no matter which side of the stage she enters, for whichever award they're given that day. I know, how can I say that? It's a female. Hey, you know what? Equal rights, equal opportunities. She has the opportunity to do the right fucking thing, and she failed on numerous fucking occasions during the same visit. So as far as I'm concerned, she gets the same response from me as if she were an officer stepping out there being a complete fucking douchebag. Because enabling and basically condoning and supporting that officer's fucking mentality may not be as bad as being that officer with that mentality, but it's right fucking up there. So as far as I'm concerned, she's just as fucking culpable and just as fucking worthless as the dickhead that came to the door and wouldn't identify. Yeah, I fucking said it, and I'm moving on.
Okay, and then I get hung up on, I believe, and I have to call back. All of this because I came in to ask a couple questions.
Right.
And I'm sorry, what was his supervisor? Lieutenant Whitaker?
Yep.
Well, I hope he's more professional than that guy was. That was absolutely disrespectful.
And he is really, he's out on his vacation, so he's off for several weeks.
Lieutenant Whitaker is?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you wanted to do something before a couple of weeks when he gets back, you have to go to the post commander or contact him.
Well, while I've got you out here, let me ask you a couple more questions, which I wasn't going to do, but since I'm here, do you believe as a law enforcement officer you have a duty to uphold and defend the Constitution?
I do.
You do?
And we've been pretty good right here, right now.
Okay.
I'm really busy.
Okay.
So
I only have one more question and I'll leave.
Okay.
Would you comply with an unconstitutional order to confiscate firearms or violate somebody's constitutional rights?
I'm not.
You wouldn't? That's what I want to know. So I'll give you a fist bump, sir. I appreciate your time. I just want to say this, and then I'll get the hell out of your hair. For someone that takes an oath, that claims to be a public servant,
Right.
to uphold and defend, who comes out, refuses to identify, has an attitude and air on their shoulder, a chip on their shoulder, closes the door on the public,
Right.
and then to see all the people talking about how professional Kentucky State Police is,
Well,
that's.
like I said,
I understand.
I was in a meeting. I don't know
I
what
understand.
transpired.
Well,
but
you'll see it on my YouTube channel,
Right.
the way he acted, and I'll let people decide for themselves if they find that to be professional. You were professional for the record, and I'll say it right here on camera, and I appreciate your time, sir. You have a nice day.
You have a good day too.
I know. You think I've said more than enough. But since it ain't your channel, I don't give a shit. Here's the deal. I'm going to keep going back to this post 16. And I'm going to keep requesting through the phone and through the door and through the air to talk to Sergeant Shitaker until he comes out and finally fucking identifies like an actual honorable fucking peace officer and not a piece of shit officer, which is what I believe him to be from my encounter with him. Now we're all fucking done here, and now I'm moving on.